on OBS. Let me pop that on YouTube now, and then we should be good to go.
Hey, let's start on time because I think we got some viewers coming. I invited some people, so
No, I just gotta go live on YouTube. It's a learning experience over here. We good. Load us off. We good.
Are we live?
We are live. Load us off.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm not on YouTube right now, so I don't know what the
One
views
watching. I
looking
see
like.
it. It just started.
Yeah, I didn't send out links, but I just send out instructions. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's on the Big Dogs. Welcome back to another show. What are we talking about today? We got AFC
AFC
North,
West.
AFC West, excuse me. We got AFC West today.
Some NBA
We have
topics.
we got some NBA topics today, which is fun, always fun. We have some, what do we got? We got some NFL news, NBA news. We have a
Big
couple
NFL news.
yeah, we got a couple NFL topics today as well. Based on what we've seen in the preseason, over preseason week 1 this past weekend, which was a ton of fun to see, where teams are at with their pushing towards looking like, so we got a packed show to you for you today, like always, and so let's have some fun.
Sure. Let me get you some of the news. Let me pull
Yeah.
it up. What I got here. So Kendrick Miller, the Saints knee injury. So it looks like Kamara is going to be back to his normal workload almost right away when he comes back. What do you think we could expect from in those weeks that Miller is absent? What do you think we could expect from uh who they got? What's the guy's name from the
We got
Detroit? Jamal
Jamal.
Williams. Jamal Williams. Yeah. What do you think we
Mhm.
could expect? What do you think we expect from him? Real quick take on that. You think he gets a
I
boatload
mean,
of the workload?
I mean, he's a dog. He's a dog in the red zone area, goal line area. He's a dog. So that's what I expect. Goal line work from him. But they was gonna give him the goal line work regardless.
You
They
think?
might have to put
Even
yeah,
with
they might have to
Kamara
put
back?
well, not with Kamara,
Okay.
because he's out the first three
Yeah.
weeks. First 3 weeks, they're gonna give Jamal Williams the goal line work. And now it just seems like with Kendrick Miller going down, they gotta now play him, you know, the full length of the field, So, but honestly, Kendrick Miller's a rookie, at the end of the day. So wasn't necessarily he wasn't a first round nor second round pick rookie. So wasn't looking for incredible things from him anyway. I mean, so this doesn't to me, it's not a big factor.
They were really high
But
on the
you know,
rookie though.
I,
A
I
lot
pray
of
for
people were really
speedy.
high. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
People are, but I haven't heard much from the Saints. Maybe they're trying to keep it quiet. But I haven't heard much from the Saints about him.
Yeah, I agree. What else we got here? Oh, Jonathan Taylor's returning to the Colts this week, so fantasy owners rejoice. Calm down, everything's calm. It looks like doesn't look like they're trading him. Doesn't look like he's sitting out. So
So the news is behind that is that supposedly he's still saying that the trade request is still on, like
the
that's
table, yeah.
still a thing. Yeah, he's sticking with, like, he's telling them, that I'll be back. However, I'm not playing until I'm fully healthy. And on top of that, if you're unwilling to consult a contract that I'm pleased with, the trade request is still on deck. So I don't think anything's changed as far as the two sides being in a happy space, according to reports. But yes, he is reporting back to camp, and so I mean that is a good thing because that says that when
It
he
says
is
that it
healthy,
looks
he
like
is
he's gonna play. Yeah,
play
yeah.
exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jonathan Taylor is traded at at the trade deadline this year if the Colts aren't doing too well.
Um, wow, that would be huge for
Someone,
whoever picks him up.
I think it just
Whoever.
I guess it depends how well he's doing. But if he's the Jonathan Taylor we know and love, and he's putting up those numbers, and the Colts are just simply not winning, and they know they're gonna have to pay him, and they're not gonna. You know how the running back situation is right now. If they're not gonna
Mhm.
want to pay him, why wouldn't they get some draft capital for him? We've seen teams do that in the past. So I don't. I honestly don't. I think it would be beneficial for both sides. To be honest, if the Colts aren't doing well, if they have a playoff team, you want your best guys around the lock. You're gonna want your best guys, keep your best guys in the franchise. But I don't see them being a playoff team. I don't see them winning many games this year.
We
So,
got breaking news. Breaking news.
oh wow,
Breaking news. We have Dalvin Cook going to the Jets.
yeah, yeah, I have that in here. I saw that right
So
before we
you got
came on.
okay. So go
Yeah,
ahead. Let's continue then.
yeah,
We'll talk about that when you address it.
yeah. But no, that's all I gotta really say about that. Anything you want to add to the Jonathan Taylor thing?
No, no, no. Mm-mm.
Do you agree? Do you think it would be beneficial for both teams if he's doing well at the trade deadline to just send him off? If the Colts are
Um,
doing poorly,
that's a tough question. I mean, he's still got like five like strong seasons left in his
if he could
like in
stay
his
healthy, if he could
yeah, if
stay
he can
healthy,
stay
yeah.
healthy. I'm saying, yeah, if he can stay healthy, he's one of those, Adrian Peterson types where he's gonna, have like a pretty long career where he's gonna still be, an 1,000-yard rusher as a 29-year-old. You know what I mean? So I look at that as like I loved what I saw from Anthony Richardson in this preseason. So you gotta keep him, in my opinion, to be a dual threat with him and Anthony Richardson, so that these wide receivers, these mediocre wide receivers that y'all have, can now be in better coverage situations, because the with the quarterback and the running back is so deadly, as first and second options, that now you have to play up as a defense, and now your wide receivers can get off, like Michael Pittman and Pierce, and the young rookie that they drafted, wide receiver that they drafted. And so they got mediocre wide receivers. I think that they should keep them. That's just me.
Okay. Wait, but what if Jonathan Taylor doesn't want to stay? You're
Well,
just
that's a
talking
whole
like
nother.
as an
Yeah, I
owner.
mean, I'm talking about
You're
keep
just
them
talking
as
about
in
as an
like pay
owner.
him. I mean,
Oh,
keep them
okay,
as in
okay,
pay him.
okay, okay.
Keep them as
Gotcha,
in pay
gotcha.
him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, Browns linebacker Jacob Taylor out for the season with a torn pec. It's really gonna hurt their defense and what they're trying to build over there. They're trying to get back into the playoffs.
Yeah, that
Um,
sucks for them. That sucks for
yeah,
them just because, well, they still got their defense. They still got both their DBs. They still got Flash Garrett. But I love their defense, but that is a blow. Like, that's a blow. And so I just want this Browns team to stay healthy, because if healthy, I really think they're making noise this year. Like, I don't see if Deshaun Watson is the winning quarterback that he was in Houston. Like, he's a winning quarterback. That is who he is. Like, I want to see this Browns team, do some things.
I got some interesting things for the next week of shows because we're gonna be done with all the divisions. So now it's gonna be really talking about getting down to the nitty gritty of who we think is making the playoffs and who we really think is going to the Super Bowl and our predictions and stuff. It's gonna be fun. I know they change throughout the year, but it's gonna be fun to go back to that podcast and see who we thought and match it up. So,
Love it.
but this isn't. Oh well, Damar Hamlin is back in practice too. Crazy recovery for him. Do you think he's a lock for comeback player of the year if he plays one NFL game this year? Right?
What do you
If
mean
he
if he
if,
plays
if he
one
plays
NFL?
I mean, nobody in the NFL has this has never happened. So it's an astonishing thing. I know everybody has like mixed emotions and feelings about what happened to him, but I'm saying like realistically, this is like something scary. Like that's never happened to a player on the field like that. And it's at least in the NFL. It's happened in other sports, but in the NFL, nothing
Um,
like that's happened. So it's for somebody to die on the field and then come back and make his NFL return. I know it might just be
um,
giving it to him just to be nice, but that's an incredible story.
um, I don't know about. I mean, of course, he got a chance to, do comeback player of the year, right?
Yeah.
But but
Do you think he's the
I'm just,
favorite if he plays this year? Do you think he's the favorite to win the
I'm
trophy?
just, I'm just happy he back on the field, man. Like
Facts,
that's
facts.
that's where I'm at with it. Like I'm happy that he get to do what he love to do, um, and do it at a high level, at the highest level that football has to offer, right? So that's where I'm at with it. Like that, everything else, comeback player of the year and stuff like that. I'm not really like looking that deep into,
Not yet.
but I mean, I mean, shoot, like anything is possible. Anything is possible. Like Kevin Garnett said,
And this
um,
isn't really, and we don't really talk about soccer a lot, but I just saw this today, and I was just like, wow,
gotta talk about it. Gotta talk
that's
about it.
it's wow. Neymar, you know who Neymar is, right? Brazilian
Of
soccer
course,
player,
who
one of
don't?
the best in the one, probably top five in the world right now. Maybe
Yeah.
top three outside of
Hmm.
Ronaldo and Messi. Signed a 2-year, $99 million contract with a Saudi Arabia club. That is a lot of soccer players are moving to Saudi Arabia because they're just giving these crazy contracts. I mean,
Yeah, well, so but what it is
Mbappe got offered some crazy.
it
He
was
turned it
insane. Oh,
down. He turned
yeah,
it down.
it was like 1 year, $400 million or some ridiculous stuff like that. But
Soccer's a
what it is
sport.
is what it is Saudi Arabia is investing in soccer as a country. They're all in. They know it's a huge sport. They know it's a global sport. So that's really what it is. All you got, and that's what that like. It's funny. What Saudi Arabia is trying to do is what we, and this like I just have to go here. What we are always talking about, and I'm not a big race guy. Like, forgive me for saying that. First of all, I love being black. I'm black. I love my people. I love my culture. I don't put like this. I'm sorry for even saying my people. I look at people as all human. We're all one race. Like we're all one race. We're all one kind. We're all under God. So I don't go too deep into that. However, I do understand that there is a difference. And so I can address the difference because I am black. You know what I mean? And I love who I am and I love what I am. This is what we're talking about. When we say all Africa has to do is bring the best basketball players in the world that there is to offer all to Africa to play in the African League. And I'm not calling for the NBA to be out of mind, out of sight. I'm not. I love the NBA. It's part of my entire life. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of history there. I'm just saying when you talk about uplifting a people, a kind, if you're focused on that, that's one way to do it. Saudi Arabia got the blueprint. Bring the best players. Everybody will be forced to watch because that's what the best available is. So I mean I'm not mad. They're all invested. They're
Do
invested in,
more. Do you expect more players like Neymar to take the
I
lead?
hope so. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Sports is a beautiful thing. Sports connects people all across the world. And so when you get that diversity through sports and you get it going circulating through across the world, only good things can happen from that because now you're getting different cultures mixed in. You getting, people who, are, have faith in God and coming over to another sport and they're sitting there every time they have interviews inside of that country, like Neymar, for example, if he goes there, has a good game, and then has a after game interview and says, I give all of everything that I have to God. Just that simple thing. Everybody attaches on to that like leeches who don't maybe not know God, who do know God. So my whole thing is like I love what sports does. Sports is a you know one language like math. You know what I mean? Laughing, sports, math. Every like all of these things is has one language. You know what I mean? And so I think sports is one of those things that is liberating that could bring people together. So yeah, I want Saudi Arabia to thrive, and I see that happening.
The only thing,
Shoot,
the
you
only,
if
the
I
only
go to
thing,
Saudi Arabia if you offer me that, I go.
yeah,
What you talking about?
that's what I'm saying. The only thing that's tough about it, the only thing I'll disagree with, like what you were saying, is it's gonna be hard just because of how competitive the the market is in soccer. There's so many different leagues that you normally they like to play on the top ones. The Saudi Arabia League isn't very, at least right now, is not very prominent. They don't get invited to like the league, the clubs don't get invited to the major tournaments, stuff like that. But if they got the money, people are gonna go where the money is, you know. So,
Hmm.
so that's the only thing
That's
I gotta
true.
say with that.
That's
Um,
true.
More NFL news. We'll go back to the NFL. There's still four more things I got to say about the NFL here. A lot of
Yeah, go ahead.
news.
Let's
Ravens
do it.
activate Dobbins off the pup list. It's not really
Oh,
that. It's not like huge news, but we're finally gonna have our
that is
first,
huge news. That is
yeah,
huge. That's their backfield.
first healthy season of J.K. Dobbins. That's why I wanted to put it on here.
This is rookie year.
Everyone knew he was coming. No, he got hurt his rookie year at the end, right? He didn't play that full. He tore his ACL. No.
No, that happened the second year.
Oh, but
That
what I'm
happened
saying is, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is like we haven't seen a full season of him. His rookie
his
year, he
rookie
didn't
year.
play much. He didn't
But
play
yeah,
much his rookie
he
year.
was behind. He was behind
Yeah,
Mark
yeah,
Ingram
yeah,
his rookie year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is gonna be like a full dose of J.K. Dobbins. Like we're gonna
Absolutely,
really
absolutely.
figure
Yes,
out
yes, you're right.
who this dude is, and I'm excited because he was a really fun college player to watch.
Hmm.
Another, this is actually exciting too because we didn't get to see him in the first preseason week. Bijan Robinson is going to debut for the Falcons on Friday, already confirmed.
That's a lot of fun.
And
That's a lot of
then,
fun. I want to see. I want to see how he looks in the NFL.
yeah, and then the two big things that like just happened, literally right before we started the show. The two running backs that it's weird that it's really weird that they be doing this at the same time. I feel like it was planned or something. There's no way we wait a whole summer and these guys don't sign with anybody, and then they both sign on the same day. It's a little weird. But Ezekiel Elliott signs with the Patriots 1 year deal. Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets 1 year deal. I'm not too thrilled about the Dalvin Cook to the Jets thing. I'm not gonna. I wanted to see more of Brees Hall, but it's good for their football team. It'll keep Brees Hall healthy. So let's see. Let's see what happens. What you got? You like the
This is
signings?
insane news, man. First of all, to all my fantasy football lovers out there, this is a huge deal. You talk about now Ramondre Stevenson's ADP drops. You talking about Brees Hall ADP's drop. Like this is crazy larceny stuff right now. But I do love the two signings. First of all, it took forever, but I always like to be patient about these things because I'm like, you got to make a decision eventually. Like you can't sit here hide, for too long. Like you gotta make a decision eventually. We all gonna figure that out. So I'm just happy, that it's finally done. But I do like the signings though for both teams though. Zeke is still very, very formidable at the goal line. Very formidable. Like you can't deny that. Can he play? Can he be a three down back workhorse guy? No, he's done. That's behind him. However, is he still Zeke in the sense that you're not gonna really stop him from getting 4 yards if he want 4 yards. You're not gonna stop him from the 1 yard line, 2 yard line from getting in that end zone. You're just not gonna stop that man. So I love the signing for him, and I love that they're using Ramondre Stevenson more so as a full field down kind of back, like just playing the full length of the field kind of running back, and Zeke at the goal line. And with Dalvin Cook, honestly, in my opinion, I think Dalvin Cook is just there to give Brees Hall more time to recover. I really, really believe in my heart when Brees Hall gets back, it is his backfield. I don't know.
I
I
disagree.
I don't disagree with that, man. Brees Hall is way too
I
freaking
don't think
good, man.
personally. I don't
And
think.
so,
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
okay,
done. No, go
no, go
ahead. Go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Personally, I don't think Dalvin Cook would have signed with the Jets if they told him that's what was going to happen. I think they gave him a. I think he walked into that office, did his office. He had
What did he sign for? 1 year what?
I don't have the contract details, but what I'm saying is, I could get it, but I
I
could look
look,
it up. Yeah, but what
I
I'm saying
look,
is,
I look.
I I don't think Dalvin Cook is gonna want to play a role like that. He's still got it, man. I don't.
It's worth
He
up to
wants to be a
8.6
workhorse.
mil.
I believe he wants to be a workforce. I think they went into the owners meeting. They said, "Hey, look, we still got a really young running back. He's gonna get his touches, but we need a guy. We need somebody else. We need somebody else that's not like that's." What I have a feeling it's gonna be a split workload. I think it's gonna be a split workload. I don't think they're gonna just use Dalvin in situational things. I think he's gonna get a drive. Brees Hall's gonna get a drive. He's gonna get a drive. Brees Hall's gonna. I think it's gonna kill fantasy owners. I'm not touching Brees Hall. I'm scared. I'm not touching Dalvin Cook. That's what I think it's going to be. I don't think Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets if management told him or owners told him, hey, look, this is going to be your
Look, it's
role.
it's 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 a contract worth up to $8.6
That's a
million.
lot of money
So
for running
you
backs.
don't pay somebody that money if you don't plan on using him all
Yeah,
season long. So
yeah.
I mean, you're making great points. I mean, I I don't care what nobody's saying. I still love Brees Hall this season, as a comeback player, to explode on the scene and do big things. But I mean, for the Jets though, like let's fantasy football aside, for the New York Jets, I mean, I know you're freaking excited, man. You're ecstatic.
Oh, if you're a Jet fan, their team is
Congrats to the
stacked.
Jets fans. Congrats to the
They're
Jets fans.
finally gonna have like a team they could really believe in. They've had some playoff
Congrats to
runs the
the Jets.
past couple years with like Mark Sanchez and stuff like that. But like, did we actually believe that team could win a Super Bowl? Like, it was like, oh, you guys are here, but they got really close. They got really close, but it's about time for the Jets. So the talk is always Giants, 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 Giants. It's a fun time to be a Jet fan for sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, well,
Absolutely.
that's our news. So that was
Beautiful.
a lot of things happened this weekend, man. Especially and most of that stuff was today. So
As always in sports, man.
yeah, it
Word.
could come out of nowhere. So we're gonna
What are we
switch
opening up with?
topics a little bit. We're gonna switch topics a little bit. We're gonna go to the NBA. We'll do our NBA topics today, and then we'll get to the main part of the show. So we got the NBA Hall of Fame happened today, this weekend. Um,
Yes. Yes. Tony Parker, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade,
Paul Gasol,
and who?
Pau Gasol.
And Paul Gasol. Officially enshrined. Officially enshrined. Go ahead, Gator.
Yeah, so we had this fun thing. I mean, it's crazy because it's really like a turning point when you see guys like that because like they're literally from my like that's who I grew up watching, you know. So it makes me feel even old knowing that they're in the Hall of Fame now because it seemed like that's like watching Dirk win his first championship and Tony Parker play with like that feels like literally that feels like 2 years ago. It really does. It's crazy how time flies.
It's a
So
beautiful thing.
I'm happy for all of them, but we have a fun little thing here. Out of those four guys, who would you pick to start a franchise around?
This is an amazing question, man. I wish we had more people in here
One
to
day, one
soak
day.
this
Just
conversation
remember,
up,
this is
man.
just the beginning, King. It's just the beginning.
I know it's the beginning. I know it's the beginning, but this would be such a fun topic when the under
To
big
get
dogs
multiple
community
takes. Yeah.
when the under big dogs community finally come together as one and we make this thing happen, man. This would have been one of those ones, man. But so to answer this question, matter of fact, do I give it to you first or do I take it? I think I'm gonna give it.
You gave me the topic, so you take it first.
Okay. If I had to start a franchise,
I think it's easy.
it, ha- it has to be the Flash. But I love Powell. I love Dirk. Oh my gosh, I love Dirk. It's either the all
I
right, so
think it's easy.
it's either Dirk or Flash. I'm gonna go with Flash. I'm gonna go with D Wade.
Good. I'm
Um,
glad you said that.
I'm gonna go with D Wade. No hot takes on this one. No hot takes on this.
You could
I'm a,
choose either one. I think the only one that
you
I
know that's what I'm
probably
saying, man. That's what I'm
the only one
saying.
I think I might leave off the list is Powell
Put it
because
like this. Put it like this. Put it like this. Let me actually change my answer. In today's game, in today's game, give me Dirk over
100%.
D Wade. In
I
today's game.
wait. You get say why for Flash because I'm gonna say Dirk. So let's get a take on both because you said or you could change it if you really feel that way.
Well, okay. When these guys were playing, then I'll say that when these guys were playing, when
Yeah,
these
yeah,
guys
do
were in
that.
their primes, if I had to start a franchise in that time, when these guys were in their primes, I'm going with Flash. Why? Why? Because the league was slightly, slightly more physical than it is today. Um, so you know you kind of need a physical guy to like a D Wade to withstand the physicality that the NBA was at that time, early 2000s. And D Wade showed his prowess 06 up against Dirk in the finals. He beat Dirk in the NBA finals. So when you talk about just the court was more condensed, it wasn't as spread out as it is today. Guys had to be a little more rough and rugged, had to have some explosiveness and power in their games in order to succeed. um Even though obviously Dirk was still thriving in that era in the early 2000s. However, in order to, the guys that had the power, the explosiveness were still, at the top of the league. And, D Wade showed that in those final, what was it, 4 games in the NBA Finals in 2006, the Dallas Mavericks was up 2-0. And then D Wade came, won 4 straight, averaged 40 points in those 4 straight wins. And so when you talk about speed, quickness, power, explosiveness, being able to finish with the right or the left hand, Dwayne Wade, the Flash, I have to take, in this for this question. Batman, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining the show. Um,
He's
one
becoming a
of our
regular.
yeah, I was about to say one of our loyal under big dogs who always pulls up and is always welcome. And so this is one of those first dibs situation when this show blows up and everybody's in the bench trying to join the show. When we see Batman name, we gonna put him on anyway. But so Batman, the question is, because it was the Hall of Fame enshrinement this past weekend.
Right.
Out of those 4 guys, Paul Gasol, Tony Parker, D Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, if you was a GM, who are you starting your franchise with out of those 4 guys?
No
And
question.
why? And why?
No question anyway. No question anyway.
Oh,
And why? Come on, man. He won a chip. Shaq, when Shaq was 100 years old, he won the MVP of that
That was one of the
chip.
most dominant playoff performances in NBA history. That
He
year.
averaged,
Yeah.
he averaged 30 plus a game in that championship.
34.9.
Right. That's right. So, for real, he waited.
I mean, some people might say something else. I mean,
Yeah, I think like you said, King, in today's NBA, I think Dirk. I think the small forward position is like one of the most important positions.
well,
Now.
he's a powerful. He's powerful.
Power forward,
But
yeah. But like the big men that could play like that, big men that could play like that. that
are
could
thriving
shoot the
right now.
ball, that
Dribble.
could shoot the ball
Yeah.
the way he
Can
was
shoot,
shooting the ball.
dribble. Yeah.
It's a matchup nightmare. It's a matchup
Today.
nightmare, and it
Just
frees
can't
up.
play no D.
It
As
frees
a
up.
power forward, he can't play no D.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good point.
yeah.
Good point.
So, I would still say Dirk just because the
That's
NBA is the NBA is offensive alone now. So, I literally think right now it's who can score the most points. They they don't play no defense until the playoffs. So, I would build my franchise around Dirk and get and maybe get defenders and stuff like that. It's hard to go wrong with any of those guys. Somebody can make a case for Tony Parker.
I definitely can make a case for TP. Floyd
The
General.
only
TP,
one that
TP used to really, really irk my nerves, man.
Girl around.
he was definitely an annoying. You look at Tony Parker,
Batman,
you're
why
like,
you gotta go there, Batman? Why you gotta go there, man?
Bring your girl around.
Can a man be cleared of his sins? Can it be of the past?
yo, Tony Parker was that guy on the floor. You're just like you wouldn't expect to be that great. Like you just would not expect it. And then you watch him play, and it's
And he just
crazy.
do it time after time. I agree.
Time after time again. You were just like waiting for him to slow down, and it just never did.
Big floater after big floater after big floater.
Now
Like,
he can
just
join.
floated.
Tim Duncan's in the Hall of Fame, right? Already.
Duncan's already in the Hall of Fame, yeah.
So now he can join his duo in the Hall of Fame. They in there together now.
Yeah. Any the takeaway though? Are we going to address any takeaways from there? Because
go
the
ahead.
takeaway. Yeah. Is that the next one?
It's part of the topic. So go ahead.
Okay,
Explain
so,
to the
no,
viewers. We do have
yeah,
have some viewers today. So explain
And-
to the
and
Just
I'll
viewers.
real quick. Just
And
real quick. Just signed Devin Cook.
Yeah,
we already
yeah.
we updated the UnderBigDogs community on all NFL news. That was crazy. Do you want, as a matter of fact, because I mean, what do we got? Did we already update the topics on the show, Gator? Yeah, we did. NBA Hall of Fame.
It's still on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we'll move on then. I was gonna ask you then what you think about that, Batman. But anyway, my takeaway though from the NBA Hall of Fame, this is my takeaway, and I want to know yours, Batman. If you have any, you don't have to have one. My takeaway was Becky Hammon being enshrined into the Hall of Fame because I really want being a female's basketball coach myself, right? In 2023, I really want females to know that you could coach basketball. Not only can you play the game, but you can coach both men and women at the highest level. It's up here. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the physicality of the game, yes, it should be split. Like men should have their own league, women should have their own league. Don't even think about trying to break. But when you talk about the X's and O's, man, that is up here, man. And you talking about Becky Hammon, who Greg Pop gave an opportunity to coach on that coaching staff. She thrived in that role. And then literally the first year she became a head coach for the Las Vegas, what are they? The Las Vegas, the WNBA program, with Aja Wilson on them. As soon as she became her first year as a head coach on that of that program, WNBA champion, WNBA championship, first year. So I really want women to understand that you got an opportunity to coach this game, man. This game is really a beautiful game, man. You got 5 people on the court all playing the right freaking way, man. And you are the reason for it. That is a beautiful thing. Coaching is so much fun, man. When people on the court, yeah, there's stars on the court, but at the end of the day, the reason why the stars are doing what they're doing out there is because of your coaching philosophies, what you tell the players to do. So it's a gratifying feeling to work really, really hard and see your hard work. Literally, just sit there to be able to watch on the court for 40 minutes, 48 minutes, whatever it is, see your hard work on display. So coaching is a beautiful thing. Becky Hammond, congratulations, enshrinement. Any of you women that want to be into sports, because sports is such a good thing, one for society, man. It's one language, sports. It's a beautiful thing for society. It teaches you about life. Women, don't think that you have to only play. You can coach. You can definitely coach because it's up here. You know what I mean? But that's my takeaway from the enshrinement, man.
Facts. Enough said.
Anything else anybody wants to add before we go to the next NBA topic?
No, sir. I don't.
Nah, let's do it.
All right, so I'll let you explain this one too, King. This is the one about the Lakers. So the question on that I have on the board here is: do the Lakers finally have the championship depth to win a chip? Now, this is something that the coach said, and I'll let you take over. So what exactly did he say?
No, that's exactly what he said. He said we finally. This is what he, in quote. We finally have the depth of an NBA championship team. So I want to, Batman. I want to give you to start. I want to give it to you. Darvin Ham said we finally have the depth of an NBA championship team. Do the Lakers have a chance to win it all? What do you make of his comments?
Do the Lakers pick up another star?
No.
Did LeBron got younger?
I agree, man. Everything he's saying, that's what I'm thinking right now.
I'm trying to figure
I mean,
this whole.
go ahead, get into your point.
My point is, until they got to go through. I'm sorry, man. They got to go through Denver. Denver stay together. I'm sorry, Lakers don't have. I'm sorry. And Denver taste the championship.
Are you saying the Lakers are the second best team though?
Yeah, I give them that. I give them that.
Okay.
But they need one more player. So they need one more player. They need a true point guard or a shooting guard. A true shooting guard. Because LeBron's gonna bring the ball up the court regardless. So but they had a true point guard. Like a Kyrie, champion. They don't. LeBron's got a year older. He's fighting it because he loved the game. That's the only reason why he's playing, because he loved the game. But they don't have a chance.
I'll agree, King. I'll agree. They have depth. That the team has depth, but I don't necessarily believe the players are good enough to win a chip. If you look at their roster, they got they have a good starting lineup and they have decent depth players, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think their depth. I think their depth is enough to win games in the regular season, but not when it really matters.
I agree.
So let's talk about this depth then. I'll go into my point. All right, let's talk about.
I like it. I'm looking at it. I like it. I do like it. It's just not. It's just not crazy. I've seen better. That's all I'm saying. I've seen better. There's better teams with better depth in the NBA right now.
So let's go into this depth.
Go ahead.
Resign D'Angelo Russell. I know it's only deloading. Resign D'Angelo Russell.
No, that's a big deal. They played way better when they got him.
Also, a bounce back season for deloading to know, all right, I'm playing with, because he was once an all-star in this league and he's still only 20-nothing years old. So he had about a 3-year stretch where he's been playing mediocre, but before that he was playing at an all-star level. That he has a full off season to say, okay, I'm playing with Braun, I'm playing with AD. Where does my game fit ultimately into this? I got my money. They gave me a long-term deal. I don't have to try to be out there trying to prove anything anymore. What role now can I play for the actual success of this team? We got to understand this is the professional level. This is why I love coaching, because these are the underlying things that the naked eye don't think about, don't consider when it comes down to what it takes to win the whole thing. he's sitting there like, okay, I got the bag. The bag secure. I signed the 4-year extension. I don't have to prove it myself anymore. I can now, like Batman said, I can now be a facilitator of this team. I don't got to come out here trying to be a scorer like I was last season to try to prove that I know when D'Angelo Russell got when he first got drafted, when he was a draft prospect, going into his draft class, when he was selected 3rd overall, his biggest attribute that all the scouts were talking about was his facilitating ability. That was his biggest thing. When he was an all-star for the Brooklyn Nets, when he was on the Nets and he was an all-star, he became an all-star because he was averaging 9 assists per game. So now he can have a more defined role. They re-signed wild man Jared Vanderbilt. I love Jared Vanderbilt. He's probably going to have the same exact role as he did before. This is one of the signings that I'm about to say right now. Gabe Vincent from the Miami Heat. Don't sleep on a sharpshooter. None of these guys was really a sharpshooter for Bron out there. I'm talking about a legit, like LeBron could rely on to knock that shot down. Like, don't play, like, all of these guys was constantly disappointing Bron on those nice good passes for threes, bricking.
I'm taking over 10 assists every game. That's my bet this year. Every game, LeBron James 10 assists.
He can do that in his sleep. Yeah, he can do that. So you got a guy in Gabe Vincent who's coming from a culture in Miami. The way Gabe Vincent practices, because of where he's coming from, is going to spill over onto those other players on the Lakers. He's a knockdown shooter, and he could put the ball on the floor. It's not like he can't put the ball on the floor. You talk about LeBron James and AD being who they are, with Gabe Vincent just able to just. I love Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler, but to me, Gabe Vincent had too big a role on the Miami Heat for his caliber of talent. Like, he excelled in that role, yes, but now when you put him on a team where you have LeBron and Anthony Davis as the guys, Gabe Vincent now gets to be that guy. And this is why it took me until I'm in my 30s, right, to realize what a beautiful thing it is to be a role player. Like, because it's a beautiful thing. Like the pressure is off me. It's on those guys. But now I'm about to drop 25, and they about to be like, wait, how this dude drop 25 tonight? And so Gabe Vincent, who is a really good player, was in an extended role with the Heat. Now he gets to be the, sort of the I'm going to let the game come to me. What? A caliber like that. Just saying, okay, let me let the game come to me. So now his efficiency is going to be high because he's going to be taking high volume shots because of the guys he's playing alongside. And I love Jimmy, but Jimmy couldn't offer him that, right? Jimmy couldn't offer him that. Let's talk about another signing, Jackson Hayes. This name might go over the top of people's heads. He's a center from New Orleans Pelicans. Texas, came from Texas. Big time athletic guy. And he's going to be able to spell Anthony Davis. And this is the biggest thing with Jackson Hayes. When Anthony Davis comes out the game, they're still going to have a defensive presence in the paint in Jackson Hayes. That's the biggest reason why they made that signing with Jackson Hayes. Not because there were, like, when he came out of Texas and he was drafted high, it was his potential as an all-around player. But the one thing he was able to do with New Orleans was protect the paint. They wanted him to be better offensively. He was never able to do that. However, what he did do was average over 2 blocks a game, make guys constantly alter their shots in the lane. So you're talking about a guy in Jackson Hayes, when Anthony Davis needs a blow, is going to come in and the defense is still going to be solid, right? Short and sweet on that. Taurean Prince. I don't know if we know who Taurean Prince is. Came from Minnesota Timberwolves. Corner 3-point shooter, right?
Like, they paid him $8 million.
Huh?
They paid him.
He's a phenomenal role player. I'm just saying though, I understand that these guys are role players. However, we got to understand the Lakers went to the Western Conference Finals, right? And in that run, it was all LeBron, all AD. It just was. And then you a sprinkle of Austin Reeves, right?
Nah,
Here and there. He was balling. No. I'm just saying. It was AD and Braun. Now you actually have legitimate like guys who, yes, it's going to take all season long. But when you look at that Denver Nuggets roster, think about the guys that really brought it home from them. Of course, you got Jamal Murray and Joker going absolutely bonkers. But think about the guys like Aaron Gordon. If Aaron Gordon joined the Lakers, we wouldn't turn the eye, right? Like Batman said,
Michael
did they
Porter
sign him?
Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is
Hold on, though. But Michael Porter Jr. was
Yeah.
playing like a scrub. He was playing like a scrub, though. Let's understand that Michael Jordan Jr., that entire run, was playing beneath himself. He was playing like a scrub. This is a guy that they signed a $30 million $30 million per year contract to, and he was playing beneath himself like a scrub.
No,
it was
yeah,
Aaron.
that's what I'm saying.
Aaron Gordon.
That's
it
what
was
I'm saying.
Aaron Gordon who was playing above and beyond. It was Bruce Brown who was playing above and beyond. It was guys like that. So I'm just saying Lakers lost the depth game when it comes down to Denver. Denver's collective unit was way too overpowering for the Lakers. And so I just feel as though this depth is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful thing for the Lakers. And now, but with all that said, I do want to openly and be honest and admit it, though. I do still think, like Batman said, they need another guy. A big little piece, big little signing, like the one that makes you go like, oh, okay, all right, hold on. All right. With LeBron AD.
Get my man.
Who? Oh, see, that just breaks the bank. That's automatic. I'm talking about a guy like I don't know, man. Like a Tyrese Maxey from Philadelphia 76ers. You know what I mean? Like a James Harden, like a I don't know, like a Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets. You know, it's like somebody like that. Somebody like that like is like really good. And it's just like, oh, as a third option, that's amazing. What the heck? So yeah, I'm just still waiting on that one cornerstone signing.
Philly took my man off the training.
I
really do like that they kept D'Lo. That was my favorite.
Even though Philly took Harden off the trade request, they took him off. Like they said, they're not trading him. Right after saying that they're not trading him, Harden publicly came out and said, Daryl Morey is a liar and I would never be a part of any organization that he's a part of. So he put that out there publicly for Daryl Morey, obviously, to be able to go in here. And so that lets Daryl Morey know, okay, Harden is not playing for us this season. Like, he's just not. Like, he put it out in public. He's not playing for us this season, so we have to trade him. He only has 1 year left on his contract, right? And so the whole big discussion was James Harden had a play option, right? And he opted in because Daryl Morey said that he would trade him if he opted in. That's the whole thing about why he said Daryl Morey is a liar. Because James Harden could have opted out and became a free agent. However, Daryl Morey and James Harden had a conversation before he opted into that contract. And he said, if you opt in, I'll trade you. Lied about it, obviously. So now, James Harden puts that out there publicly. And so he has to move him. He has to move him. That, like, he's forced now at this point. That's what I love about the NBA. Gator dislikes that about the NBA, but I love that about the NBA, that the players actually have the power, because we are the commodity.
We the lead.
Yeah.
I don't mind giving players some type of power, but sometimes it's like there's no like loyalty involved there. There's like it's too much sometimes, because then you're seeing different teams come and go from your team all the time. It's too free. It's a little too free. I think there should be some restrictions, but like, and who knows? Like, James Harden could just be saying that,
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe he's saying that so he would trade him. There's no like the owner there. He can't win. It doesn't matter if that conversation never happened. If if James Harden, the players in the NBA have way too much power, they can literally make up their own minds. It's like they're the GMs.
No, I feel you. No, and I love it. I
Like
ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't, because look at what Kyrie did. Like Kyrie's been on like 5 different teams in like the
James
last
Harden
like
did. Look at
it's-
Durant did.
yeah, they have too much power, and then you're seeing your favorite players. It's just not good. I don't think it's good for, and I don't think it's good for the entertainment value of the NBA. Like we gotta realize this is a business as well. Like we just want to talk about the players. If we just want to talk about the players and the players only, I'd agree with you. I'd be like, of course that's good for the players. But there's more involved. It's fans. It's entertainment. It's franchises. No one wants to see these bad. It makes the bad franchises never able to get the good players, like ever. No one wants. If the players can always sign with who they want to sign with, they're never gonna sign to the Charlotte Hornets. They're never gonna sign to the Detroit Pistons. Those teams are always gonna be bad because of how much power these players have.
Well, that's not true.
It is true because the good teams are always gonna stay good.
Look at the Milwaukee. That's not true. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks. Won a championship. The Phoenix Suns ain't never been worth for nothing, and now look at them. Like these are low mark.
Well, yeah, they got. If you draft, they drafted the players. Well, wait. Let me tell you why the Phoenix Suns are good. They drafted Devin Booker, and thankfully he stayed through all the bad years. We have a good basketball player that dealt with the bullshit, and he built that franchise himself. Devin Booker definitely built the Phoenix Suns franchise. If it wasn't for Devin Booker, no one would want to play there.
Okay, so then what are you talking about? If you draft a star, right?
Yeah. Hopefully they stay. What I'm saying is, hopefully they don't have those egos and those like Kevin Durant's, like the Kyrie Irvings.
See, the only difference between me and a lot of other basketball consumers is the fact that I genuinely love watching the game, and it's partly because I played it. So when I genuinely love,
I get it.
I genuinely love putting on Kevin Durant and just watching him play basketball. You know what I mean? It's not about where he is, where he's playing. I
get it. The NBA.
And I can sit there and look at my son when I have one, daughter when I have one, talk to my dad, Batman, and just be like, yo, did you see that move that he just put on that dude? Like, that's what I get.
I get it.
That's the kick out of the game of basketball that I get.
I would say about 50% of the NBA is player fans. They love to, and that's fine. That's what
it's not even about being a player fan. It's about being a basketball fan. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you think about you, right? For example, when Kevin Durant puts a certain move, or Kyrie Irving, certain play, when they put a certain move on a dude, somebody like you who also loves basketball might not necessarily know why that move worked. Like what was special about that move, right? And somebody who's played the game or invested in the game for a while, like knows, like, damn, that move worked because he did this. The guy baited for that, and it worked out this way. It's like, man, that's a special player. So when you see the game from a certain lens, you appreciate, the game way differently than an average basketball consumer that just likes the fast dunks and this and that.
It's not even about that with me. So you wouldn't care if Kevin Durant. You wouldn't care if Kevin Durant played on a different team for 5 years straight. Like you wouldn't care. Like you just want to watch Kevin Durant. Doesn't matter.
Basically, that's what I'm saying.
No, there's a factor of competitiveness in the NBA that I also enjoy. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the reason why basketball, the sport of basketball, always have me captivated is because of the talent of the players. That's first, and then competition. Who's going to win? Why they're going to win? Look at this team. Look at that team. Comes after that. But I just genuinely enjoy watching LeBron play basketball, watching Kevin Durant play basketball, watching Michael Jordan play basketball. You got to think, like, we're talking about Michael Jordan here, Magic Johnson, LeBron James.
Yeah, but like those are bad examples because the Jordan played on the Bulls for so long.
Well, I'm just talking about. I'm putting my point on the forefront of. I just enjoyed watching Michael Jordan play like everybody else did. You know what I mean? Like that's what was so fun about Michael Jordan. Now, when you talk about who's the greatest of all time, yes, MJ, he got 6 rings, he never lost, all this good stuff. Cool. He stayed with the same team. Cool. All that stuff is amazing. When you talk about the competition around the NBA, we do want it to be competitive. However, I just like the fact that I get to sit there and see and reap the benefits of somebody else living and dying in the gym every single day and putting it on display for me to watch. Like
The problem
that
I
dude.
had, the problem I had with it, I did a study, well, not a study, like a few years ago, but I just did some research, and there was 8 teams total to ever win the championship in the NBA. Like for the last like 25 years, it was.
I
We
love
might,
that.
we might have been able, to, we might be able to add a few more. I don't know. Like I did this, I think in 2020 or 21. So Lakers won. No, because the Lakers
Denver,
did win. Denver won.
good
So
one.
Denver won their first chip. So we can add one more to that list. But we're talking 8 teams in 25 years. That means a lot of repeats, a lot of there's not, the competition isn't as good. And I think it's because of these loose contracts. I really do. I think that's a big part of it.
I feel like
Let's-
that for years,
let's
though.
understand something. Go
No,
ahead,
no,
Kevin.
that exactly. That's what I'm saying. For 25 years, I think that's, and I think
feel like that,
so,
yeah.
and it has nothing to do about the sport because me and you talk about this all the time. I love the sport, but basketball is one of my favorite things to watch. Like I love the sport. The sport's not the issue. I think that, but when it comes to the NBA in terms of competitiveness and like players just like up and leaving because they just don't want to deal with the lows of losing, to me is a little, it's just a little,
But-
it's just a little funny.
Go ahead, Batman. Go ahead.
all the time. What player do want to lose all the time? They take their backlashes.
No,
on
yeah,
losing,
no, they don't. But
they get their chance to
no, but
When you got the critics questioning if you are,
But they're not
champion or
losing. What I'm saying is they're not losing. They're still having good seasons. They're just not winning a championship. Like
Right, when you got-
the Nets, like Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving barely played together. Like they barely played together. They were making the play. The Nets made an Eastern Conference Finals with basically just
It could've
KD.
won.
No,
It
No,
could've
no,
won.
it was an Eastern Conference semis. But carry on. No, I know what you mean. It was
But-
you talking about against
Durant,
you talking about against the Bucks where Durant's foot was on the line, right?
that was the
Right.
That was semis.
who
That
did they
was
beat
semis.
in the conference finals that year?
Who beat?
Who did the Bucks beat in the conference finals that year?
Oh,
Hey, I really
Miami.
believe that was.
No. Was it? It was either Miami or Boston.
No, I thought that was the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, it
I
wasn't.
thought too.
It
Gator.
wasn't. It
But it
wasn't.
wasn't.
Well, either way, it doesn't really matter what round it was. It doesn't matter what round. Point is, they had a good basketball team, and Kyrie and James Harden and Kevin Durant, they still wanted to split up. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Well,
but
was
it
because
happens a
Kyrie-
lot. It happens a lot. That's why I respect the Damian Lillards. I respect the Damian Lillards. I respect the Devin Bookers. The ones that stick it out. Damian Lillard, I feel bad for. They did have some good teams. They got to Western Conference Finals one year. So let's not say Damian Lillard had bad teams his whole career, because that's not. Everybody loves to point that picture. They had some good teams back in the day. Just recently, it's been bad. So I respect. He put it all on the line for that city. I don't think anybody would care if they traded him now.
Wow, it was the Hawks that the Bucks played in the Eastern Conference Finals that season.
So
The Hawks.
let's say Kevin Durant's foot is not on the line. The Nets go to the finals that year. Like,
No,
we're
no, I
talking
said
about a
the-
finals.
No. I said the Hawks.
No, I
They
know,
played the
I
Hawks.
know, I
They
know.
go
What
to
I'm,
the Eastern Conference Finals.
no, I know. What I'm saying is they beat the Hawks. The Nets beat the Hawks. The Nets beat the
Oh,
Hawks in the
okay.
next round.
That's-
They go to an NBA Finals, and we're splitting this team up. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it was because that very
It's
next
pretty-
season we can't be omissive. We gotta understand. Like the very next season, Kyrie Irving sat out darn near the entire year because
I
of
understand,
COVID.
but they
But
still
James
had a good
Harden-
record.
But James Harden was in his fields like, yo, I'm trying to win a championship like this. Like, bro, I respect the thing you're doing with this COVID thing, but I want to win a chip. So I need to get up out of here. Like, you're not all in on championship. You're not saying I'm choosing
Wait,
championship.
who?
James Harden to Kyrie Irving was was telling Kyrie Irving, bro, you're choosing COVID.
Is
not
that what
taking this
happened?
thing."
Is this what happened?
Yeah.
Is that- I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah, James Harden was out because he was saying we have a star on this team that is not all in on a championship, and that's a little, to me that was a little unfair because Kyrie was fighting for a little bit more than big.
Yeah, but didn't James?
basketball.
Yeah, but didn't James Harden sign with Kevin Durant before they signed Kyrie? So that.
No. Kyrie was there first. Kyrie and Kevin Durant got to Brooklyn together.
Okay.
And then James Harden got traded there, to win a chip, and then Kyrie wants to then sit out the entire season because
We
of
can
COVID.
spend a whole hour on Kyrie. We understand that.
I'm just saying, the whole year because of COVID, and James Harden's like, all right, no, I want to win a chip. He's on some other stuff. Trade me. So they traded him. So I'm not mad at James Harden for that.
But even last year, the Nets were a playoff team. They were like the fifth or sixth seed when they traded Kevin Durant. Why am I getting them confused today? Kevin Durant. Like, why would they do that? They did it because Kevin Durant's got all the power. Why would you trade your star player if you're in a playoff spot? That makes no sense. That makes no sense, Kings, because these players can literally not whitewash. What's the word? Blackmail these owners basically now. They could say, "Oh, these owners are wilding. I want to trade, and they won't trade me. They won't trade me. They won't trade me."
My whole disagreement with you, Gator, because when you talk about business, right? And a bit like if you're not, bro, if I'm in a business field and somebody else is going to offer me better opportunities, better freaking whatever it is, whether it's retirement plan, I'm going.
I understand, but then you can't write. You cannot write 3-4 year contracts. Then, if that's what you want to do, you cannot be fucking over your teammates and your players because of that. He fucked over the Nets. I don't like those can we not forget about the players on the Nets that are trying to win a championship as well? Your best player just went up and literally quit on you. What does that say about Kevin Durant?
I want to say quit. At the end of the day, you got to understand something. Those guys are role players. So you got to realize they're not.
They're still putting everything on the line for their team, for their teammates.
This is my whole you're role players. So when we bring stars in, as long as y'all do y'all part, we got to change.
Okay, so take the role players out again. See how well the Brooklyn Nets would have did. Take those role players away, and let's see what Kevin Durant would have did with no role players.
So not without them. I'm just saying though, you don't win a chip with role players. So let's not act like
you're proving my point. Why would the Nets trade Kevin Durant?
No, my
for a bunch of role players.
My point is, regardless, you're not a superstar. So just be who you are. Like if you're a role player in the NBA, I think you should just be satisfied.
I don't disagree with you.
You're just in the league and you have a role and you're making a lot of money in a sense. Like, bro, like do your job. Like, cause that to me, being a role player in any league, like I said, is the best thing because when a team sign you, there's no optimism behind it. There's no trying to figure out what you're going to do. Like when a team signs a superstar like a KD or LeBron, it's like, oh my gosh, like we got KD, we got LeBron. What is he going to do? But when you sign like a shooter, oh, we know what you signed for. You signed to shoot. Like you don't, I have no pressure on me. They signed me to shoot. Like they signed.
I like to think of both sides. And if I'm an owner, it makes no sense to trade Kevin Durant at that point of the season. Something happened. He said something. He said something, and forced their hand. I don't know what the rules are over there.
That was crazy. I agree with you.
Okay.
I just last thing before, and it happens a lot. It's not just Kevin Durant. I could pull up examples. If we went through, I could pull up examples where teams that are in a playoff spot or right on the fringe will trade their best player, and it doesn't. That means like the competitive integrity. These owners don't care if they make the playoffs or not. Then. Or something's happening around the NBA where, like, they don't give a fuck. And you're shaking your head, but it is. Why would a team in the 6 to 8 spot who's really fighting to get in there, why would they trade their superstar player? It's pretty much accepting, I'm not going to be a playoff team.
You got to understand what they traded him for. He's a 33-year-old, and they traded him for 25-year-old up-and-coming players like Mikal Bridges.
A bunch of role players that you just said aren't going to win you a chip.
Mikal Bridges.
Bridges, yeah, but he's not the superstar that you're looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's a legitimate.
He's legit. He's legit.
Like when you look at why a team won a championship, like he's like a Chris Middleton.
He did not deserve to be on the Suns. He's a really good player.
They got really good players for KD. So my whole thing, it's not like they're just giving up. It's just the fact that, okay, Katie got about what? Katie got like what? 3 more strong
Do you see the
seasons.
Nets being an Eastern Conference contender in the next 3 years?
No, the trade. No, this is what you're
No.
not. This is what you miss. The trade is about you're trading to a program who is in win now mode versus a team who's like, all right, let's just let's just build. Like, let's just build. And
If the Nets kept Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and did not trade them this year, they would have been in win now mode.
Yeah, they would have been. Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Kyrie
And now the franchise is fucked for the next like 4 or 5 years. They'll win games, but they ain't gonna contend for a championship. So,
but that's a part of building. But anyway, beautiful conversation. Batman, you want to close and say anything, or you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. What do we got?
I think we're part of the main show now. So, well, we can go. I mean, we can talk about the preseason a little bit, week 1. So, I'll just throw quick takes here. We don't have to spend too much time on this. Just a few.
We talked about all the topics already.
Yeah, just the CJ Stroud stuff, but like that's part of the preseason. I just left it in because it's kind of part of the week 1 recap. So preseason week 1 just happened. Just a quick few things. All 3 quarterbacks that we talked about last week struggled. Every single one. So it's interesting. I know it's just the preseason, but CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson struggled. It's just game 1, so they don't. I think Bryce Young and CJ Stroud only had.
Go ahead. Open up the discussion first.
Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, I think, only got to play one possession.
No. CJ Stroud played 2 possessions. Bryce Young played like 4.
Bryce Young played.
Bryce Young was struggling. He was out there. He was out there for multiple possessions.
The numbers that I looked at just didn't.
Yeah, the numbers say exactly. Yeah. He was out there struggling. He was out there getting sacked.
Yes. Well, they struggled. The one that had the best outing, but not the best outing, was Anthony Richardson. I would say. I don't know if it's because we got to see more of him, but I saw a few pretty beautiful thrown passes that receivers dropped. He had a really bad interception. A really like welcome to the NFL type.
Hey man, did you get a chance to watch?
It was like that Colin Kaepernick interception against the Packers in the playoffs, and he turned that game around and went crazy. But it was bad.
Did you get a chance to watch Anthony Richardson play in this preseason?
No, I did not. Okay. No, but I'm gonna tell you something. In this first preseason game, what the Jets did so beautifully, they ran every route of plays with any quarterback they put in. And the play action fake worked twice, touchdown. They literally
the Jets looked good in week 2. The Jets looked good in week 2.
Yeah, and this is a preseason discussion. So yeah, feel free. Go ahead, Batman.
The Jets defense is dominant. Period.
And if their backups are dominant, that's scary.
It's like, wow, because the backup came in. I said, all right, they're going to give up, a touchdown. Nope. They didn't take what I like what the Jets are doing. Whatever the first string defense plays are, the second string defense is going to have to play the same way. They're not saying, okay, the second string is out there, so I know they limited to this or limited to that. No. Same thing with the Jets backup quarterback. He looked good. The Jets backup quarterback looked good. The third string, and they got that tight end, but he's really a wide receiver. But they got him in tight end. He looks good. The total that 6'8" got done. I think.
Are you talking about the dude that came over from the Bengals? What's that guy named? Uzma. Forget his name. Get it? Do you know his name?
Right. No. He's on the Titans.
He's on the Titans right now? No, the guy that came over from the Bengals that's on the Jets right now.
He scored a touchdown.
Yeah. I don't know his name.
Caught a first down, and then caught a touchdown. Caught a penalty over the middle.
I know who you're talking about, man. What's this freaking guy's name, man?
I'll get it up. Usman. It's like
Rodgers was clapping like a mug.
CJ Uzomah. CJ Uzomah. Yeah, CJ Uzomah.
He balled with a third string quarterback. Ball. And then Aaron Rodgers was clapping because he's like, wow, that's my. They said that's Aaron Rodgers play all day long, especially with the play action. And then now they got Cook. Watch out for the Jets. That's all I'm telling you. Watch out for the Jets.
Are they better than the Giants? Are they better than the Giants?
See, oh man, you know the Giants going to the Super Bowl. So I thought he would have. It's gonna be the Jets and the Giants in the Super Bowl.
That's funny.
So it wasn't CJ Uzomah who caught that touchdown. He's talking about EJ Jenkins, who out of Georgia Tech, who was drafted this season, or
he's not even on the depth chart. He's trying to make the team.
Yeah, he's trying to make the team. And you got another guy named Zach Kuntz. Was it a Caucasian dude? Oh,
white
Kuntz?
dude.
He's talking about Kuntz. Okay. So he's talking about Zach Kuntz. Who he felt looked good in the preseason as well, even though they already got two starters on that team. So, but that's backup tight end. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the Jets looked absolutely amazing. They looked absolutely, man. I mean, dominant performance by the Jets. We expect that out of their defense, right? I mean, Bryce Young being a rookie, that they was going to eat that up. Like, so Bryce Young, go back to the film room, see why you got destroyed, and come back better. But the Jets, though, offensively, where Batman was harping on, I really, really love how they looked offensively, because when you talk about a guy like Zach Wilson, people are counting Zach Wilson out at this point. Being a number two overall pick in the draft, now he was a starter for 2 seasons. Now he's a backup behind Aaron Rodgers. Listen, let me tell everybody this right now. Do not sleep on Zach Wilson after Aaron Rodgers is done.
Right. Aaron Rodgers is going to teach him.
Aaron Rodgers is teaching. Like, when you look at how Zach Wilson was playing at BYU, and then when he came to the league and how he started playing
Johnny Manziel, like,
he was trying to just Zach Wilson's eyes was always down the field when he first came in, trying to make a big play, big play, big play, big play. But we know Aaron Rodgers' game. He plays a methodical game. He reels you in, got you for a big game, right? So you start to see Zach Wilson out there now looking for his check down, looking for that short 5-yard throw, relying on that.
And then that arm comes out.
So, but we noticed that Zach Wilson got the arm talent. It's like we know he got that.
He got one of the strongest arms in the NFL.
Right. So now we talking about up here. That's where his issue is, and you behind Aaron Rodgers for at least 2 seasons. I'm excited about how, just to see Zach Wilson out there be patient, not feel like he got to make a big play. Just get check down here. I'm like, he's playing a slow, methodical game. This player can be something. So this is going to be interesting to see, how Zach Wilson learns from A-Rod. I love what the Jets is looking like, their trajectory. It sucks that because they're, because of Batman, because of, I'm Batman's son, I'm a G-man, right? So it sucks that the Jets is looking like they're finally, since what's his name, all the way back to Joe Namath. Joe Namath.
No, I'm saying the last time the Jets were really good.
Well, I say Joe Namath. Shoot.
No, he had Vinny Testaverde and Darrelle Revis. They were good.
That's like saying they would no. That was like saying it was really good when they had what's my guy, Mark Sanchez.
Brett Favre.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez went to 2 back-to-back AFC Championship games. So, but we knew that was kind of not fluky, but it was kind of like just okay.
It was definitely fluky.
But it was like, my whole thing is the Jets now finally seem to be on a path of consistent success. Not like where it's like 2 years, look at the Jets, and then they go away for 10 years. They look like now. So this is not good for my G-Man because we share the same stadium. But at the end of the day, G-Man still got 4. All right, we still got 4, and they still got to try to answer to those 4. But the Jets look like they about to be really good. But so what is your takeaway, Gator, for preseason?
I have 2 takeaways really. Well, I already said the quarterbacks look bad that we talked about last week, but I really liked Stetson Bennett. Played very well.
I love.
He was
Stetson.
cooking. He was cooking.
Let's tell the viewers, because sometimes people don't.
Back-to-back national championships out of Georgia.
Quarterback for Georgia Bulldogs, won back-to-back titles, super underrated just in terms of like when he was on the Bulldogs, they kept questioning like, it's just because you're on the Bulldogs. It's just because you're on the Bulldogs. Yet he was making big play after big play in big games for the Bulldogs, big throws. Like you couldn't deny like he was not, whether or not he was making big play for the Bulldogs when they needed it.
And he can
now,
move. He can move.
And so now he got drafted what round? Like last round, second to last round or something like that?
Yeah, because of his age. I think because of his age though, because he's really old. I forgot.
Right. Quarterback age, he's very, very young still.
True,
Let's not.
True.
But so if he was like that at that age, he would have been in first round. But underrated, and now he gets a chance to show up
25
for the Rams. And like Gator is saying, go ahead, Gator.
Yeah, and he just looked good. He poised in the pocket. He made some plays with his legs. Made a really good touchdown throw into a tight window. I was like, wow, I was not expecting him to be. And they love him in camp. Like people are the Rams have been praising him in camp. If the Rams, because of how bad we believe the Rams are going to be this year, I think they're going to be better offensively, but they lost key pieces on defense, and Aaron Donald's kind of getting up there in age. They don't have like the defense that they won the Super Bowl with a few years ago. So we expect them to be. I'm gonna pick them, whatever their Vegas line is. I'm gonna pick the under, but we'll talk more about the Rams on Friday. But I would not be surprised if we see some Stetson Bennett this year at some point in the regular season.
I would be surprised. There's no way you bench Matthew Stafford after paying him all that money. You're just not going to do that.
Yeah, but what if you're having a losing season? You just want to see what you got.
No,
still
Matthew
no.
Stafford. Because they're all in on Matthew Stafford being the guy through.
Well, let's see if Stafford can stay healthy, because he really did have.
And then bring
he
that
had
up.
Issues last year.
Okay.
He had issues last year, so who knows if. But my other takeaway about the preseason, and I hate to do this, but I'm worried. I'm worried about my Niners, man. I'm very worried. Very worried.
They say your quarterback is not a starter.
I don't give a frick about the quarterback situation. We got demolished. I know it's the preseason. But
nobody played.
These are the guys.
This is one of the few teams.
No. Listen. No, listen. I know. But the NFL is a weird sport, man. You get an injury or two, and these dudes that are playing and fighting for a roster spot got to step in there. I'm scared. We just better stay healthy the whole year. I'm nervous. These guys, our offensive line. I mean, Trey Lance played bad, but a part of the reason this dude was getting sacked every play.
Nah, yeah, they was getting something.
It was scary. I thought he was gonna break a leg again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared for my Niners, because if these backups gotta come in there, I don't care what it is. If these dudes fighting for the roster spot is all they got, I'm nervous. These boys are bad. The backups are bad. They're bad. So we better stay healthy. One of our guys goes down and we're in trouble.
The 49ers are top heavy.
We don't have depth at all in the back.
Yeah, I don't got depth. Every starter is amazing. After your starters,
it's rough. I'm nervous, and that's my takeaway. Hopefully, maybe it was rust. Maybe it was rust. It's first preseason game. The Jets looked really bad week 1 and pulled out a shutout week 2. So, because they got to play the Hall of Fame game, they get an extra preseason game. They got to play in the Hall of Fame game. They looked bad against the Browns, but they looked really good. So maybe I'm just talking out of my ass here, but maybe it's too early. But what I saw out there was not Kyle Shanahan performance. They looked awful.
Being a fan, I understand where you're coming from.
And we drafted a kicker in the 3rd round. He missed both of his kicks bad. I'm nervous. We let Robbie Gould go, who never missed a kick in his playoff career. Robbie Gould go. It's hard. Yeah, no, Robbie. No, it's Gould. I'm pretty sure it's Gould, but either way, whatever, Gould, whatever. They let him go. Never ever in his career missed a playoff kick ever in his career. And we drafted this guy from Michigan in the 3rd round. We wasted a third. We didn't have a first. And they drafted a player in the 2nd round. They decided to draft a kicker in the 3rd round, and he missed both of his kicks in the preseason. And one was awful. One was like into the stands out to the right. I'm nervous. It was just a bad Bad
Listen,
performance.
listen. I'm not gonna go there. I know you're a fan, but I ain't gonna go there with you with that. But yeah,
But you
I
can understand
actually
my concern at least.
I mean, I don't know.
No?
No, I'm being honest. I do like how Trey Lance look. A lot of people is pooping on Trey Lance, but I actually liked how he looked. When you talking about
No. He looked hard. The touchdown he threw should have been a pick.
yes, I'm not talking about that throw. See, you singling out one throw. I'm talking about how he looked overall. When the offensive line got destroyed, he looked bad, obviously, because he got
Yeah.
sacked in 0.2 seconds. But there were a couple plays in there in which I felt like he was looking strong, like where he was looking confident, strong in the pocket, strong when he was running outside of the pocket. I liked what I saw in terms of if he was playing with the ones, offensive line wise, and wide receiver personnel wise, and running back wise, and Kyle Shanahan was out there calling his best plays, I think Trey Lance could be something, but they really like Brock Purdy. So regardless who y'all put in there, obviously you're gonna have a great season. It is what it is. But my biggest
Forget
takeaway.
Brock Purdy. They're fighting. Darnold and Lance are fighting for the 2 spot. They've already made it known that Purdy's the guy.
Purdy got the number one. Yeah, that's fine. My takeaway though from the preseason was Trent Richardson. Batman, if you haven't got a chance to watch Trent Richardson, the dude that got drafted from out of Florida.
Oh no. Anthony Richardson.
I said Trent Richardson. That's the offensive lineman for the 49ers, who's the best offensive lineman.
No, that's Trent Williams. Trent Richardson was a running back.
Trent
Richardson was a running back.
Running back from Bama.
Yeah. He was wild. He was wild. You just mixing everybody. All these good players.
Excuse me. Anthony Richardson, who got drafted out of Florida, 4th overall to the Indianapolis Colts. When I say that you gotta watch, just
the promise
just watch,
is
what can
special.
I say? Like watch his moxie. Like watch how he was like just the fluidity of his game. Just because it's only gonna be like a 2-minute highlight clip when you type in preseason highlights from that game. It's only gonna run like 2 minutes because he only played, like first quarter. But just watch his style of play. His swag. Thank you. Exactly. Watch his swag and tell me the word special don't come to your mind. I'm talking about we got to understand the metrics of this kid. You got the eye. That's what I'm saying. You got the eye of the tiger. You know what you see is real. We got to think about the metrics. And this was the biggest thing about him when he came out. He just literally off the charts, all of the combine stuff, the 40 time, the jumping, the lateral movement, he just blew it out the waters. And after he blew it out the waters, the next day, all they kept saying was, oh, that's not what it takes to play the quarterback position, though. That's not what it takes to play the quarterback. But I mean, absolutely blew the stuff off the scale, all the physical stuff off the scale, ran like a 4.42 40 as a quarterback, fastest quarterback time, since Michael Vick. Jumped the highest, just jumping, agility, just the strength. He's like 6'4", 260. But he's moving at 4.4 at a 4.41 speed.
He's hard to tackle.
And he's hard to tackle. He ran over the DB in the.
He's like Josh Allen height. He's like that's the type of build, but he's
Josh Allen's build. He's like Josh Allen's build. His arm strength is ridiculous. He's like Josh Allen's build, Josh Allen's arm talent,
but faster,
but light years faster.
Yeah.
And so it was just to see how he was playing. And you know what got me upset? I don't know if I can say their names on air, so I won't. But on a certain morning show, they were sort of telling him, like, yo, slow down. Like, just slow down just a little bit. Slow down. Like, because he threw an interception. It was a little wobbly. And he made, like, a couple questionable plays. Obviously, he made a lot of really good plays. He was like 7 for, 8 from the field, 7 for 9 from the field for like.
No, he wasn't that good.
It was something like 7 for 12. It was something good though. It wasn't like horrible. It was good.
I think it was pretty bad. I gotta check. But keep talking.
It wasn't bad. Check it. Why you check it? Good percentage throwing, but made a lot of really good throws and tried to hit his guy for a nice little 40-yard touchdown that he dropped put it right in the pocket under tight coverage. What was it?
7 to
7 for what?
12. 7 to 12.
7 for 12. Okay, which is good.
For
For
67 yards,
Anthony
for
Richardson
67 yards and a touchdown, and that guy definitely dropped that beautiful pass.
Pierce dropped a potential touchdown throw. So dropped it right in the bucket in tight coverage. And so the way he was playing, they was telling him, slow down, just slow down just a little bit. I love everything about how he was playing because it's his game. It's his game.
That's right.
Game. That's his game. Leave him alone. What do you mean slow down? Slow down what? That's how he sees the game. He was like just the fluidity and the quickness of how he was moving after every time he said hike was just like something to behold. Like, I'm super excited about Anthony Richardson. So that's my big takeaway.
I'm definitely excited about him, but just one note, Garner Mitchell was 6 of 6. So I don't know if he takes.
I'm not worried about
I know, but
Hey,
I know.
Yo, Gator.
Yeah.
In 5 years, the NFL gonna have all black quarterbacks.
I very highly doubt that, but it would be interesting.
Why you always gotta take it there?
I don't gotta do it for Gator. I do that just to push
the coaches and GMs now are definitely looking for more athletes at the quarterback position. I'll give you that. But there's still something. But there's still something.
It's easier to coach.
It's easier to coach now, but I think I think everybody it's a lot simpler when they're good from the pocket. It just is. No one's gonna pass on a Trevor Lawrence and a Joe Burrow. Like, they're just not. They're just not.
Mahomes don't pass in the pocket.
He runs a lot less than you think. He really is a pocket guy. Mahomes.
I mean,
he makes plays when the plays aren't there. I'll give you that, but that's just athletic.
Mahomes is a playmaker, period.
Yeah,
that is what he is.
That's a little different than the type of player.
He's not a Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence. He's a playmaker. Like, he is one of the guys that we're talking about. Like, he is of that. Patrick
Mahomes is like Aaron Rodgers had a very similar style when he was younger. He was very mobile and did make more plays with his legs. As time goes, he's not as athletic as Patrick is coming out of college, but Patrick even said, and I don't know if you guys seen the Netflix show, he revolves his game around Aaron Rodgers.
But I think he sees the game better than Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's the type of player he revolved his skill around.
If you remember Aaron Rodgers' games, a lot of his big plays came from outside of the pocket, came from extending plays.
That's what I was just saying.
This is the caliber quarterbacks that we're talking about right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I was saying. Patrick Mahomes, that's the type of player Patrick Mahomes is. He extends plays and makes plays out of the pocket as well. But he is looking to stay. He's not that's not what he's trying to do. Like some of these, like Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson.
I'll disagree with that. He's trying to make the most optimal play every single play is what he's trying to do. That's what it looks like he's trying to do when he's out there. He's trying to make the most optimal play every single play. If it means stay in the pocket or if it means go out the pocket, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, he's going to do anything he can.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything he can. Yeah.
What we got? AFC?
AFC West, man. Talk about Patrick Mahomes. I'll throw my rankings out first because it's very simple, to be honest.
And then we'll let Batman go and then me.
We got the Chiefs at 1. We got the Chiefs at 1. That's not changing.
Okay.
I got the Chargers at 2.
You're supposed to already come in with your rankings. What you hesitating for?
Because Jimmy G wins games, man. I had to really the Raiders 3, and I don't think, and we'll talk about this a little more, I don't think Sean Payton makes that Broncos team much better. I got them at last again.
Wow. What's your rankings, Batman?
KFC, not the Chargers, I'm sorry.
He said KFC.
KFC, that's what I call it. Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC, Kansas Fried.
I didn't even notice he said that.
I know, I noticed that. I picked that up. I guess because what they be frying dudes. That's what. Oh my god.
Then I got the Ravens. Sorry.
Wow.
Ravens. Chargers, Denver last. Payton.
Well, that hesitation that I made was about to put the Raiders in second. So, like, I don't think his take is that crazy. I really think the Raiders are going to be good this year.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't believe in Sean Payton, and I think he's overrated. But go ahead.
yeah. Well, overrated. No. If he, who's his
I don't
quarterback?
think he's going to turn Russell Wilson back into Russell Wilson. But go ahead.
Ugh,
Yeah,
it
King.
would
Let's hear.
be good
Let's
to
hear
see.
something. Tell me Denver's gonna win the AFC West. Come on.
No,
That's not what I'm gonna say.
and
That's not what I'm gonna say. That's not what I'm gonna say. That's
they
not
do
what I'm
got
gonna say.
Russell Wilson. You know, he about to have another baby and everything. You know, Russell, man.
Nah,
Never
y'all being a little too disrespectful though. Y'all being a little too disrespectful. Y'all being a little too disrespectful, man.
until I see better.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Y'all not gonna like it. But Denver is winning the AFC West, man. I'm just saying.
You're
Like
kidding,
we gotta
right?
Oh,
no, man. This team is winning the AFC. Yo, bro. This team is I'm calling for
You're
a Russell,
joking. You're
I'm calling
100%
for a
trolling.
Russell, I'm calling for a Russell Westbrook.
You can't even say his name right. How do you think they're winning the? Oh, this is clippable. This is going all over social media.
I'm calling the Denver Broncos are winning the AFC West. I'm calling for a Russell Wilson. Huh?
How many games they gotta win to win it?
We're gonna get more into it, so just say your list first, King.
Well, I'm calling for a Russell Wilson comeback season. I just am, man. Like we got Sean Payton is now he's no freaking joke, man.
Say the rest of your ratings.
I'm in the when I always try to I'm in the coaching space right now, right? I was a player before, and now God, thank you, God willingly, I'm a coach, right? When I'm finally seeing the effect of a coach in the field of play, it's you really do have freaking control over what's going out there, man. And when you talk about the game of football, unlike basketball, I will admit, unlike basketball, when you have superstars as a coach in basketball, you kind of got to predicate your philosophies around that superstar. When you talk about a team sport like football, man, it's more about the guy calling the shots, what he sees. I know we all saw Russell Wilson take his first 2 series in the preseason, threw a touchdown to Jerry Jeudy. The offense is going to be amazing.
They went 3-0 twice before that, though.
The offense is going to be amazing. That's
a hot take.
That's not a hot take. Think about Sean Payton running backs. When you talk about Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, his running backs are always at the top of the league.
Drew Brees definitely helped.
Production-wise. And that's what's going to happen with Javonte Williams as well. And they got Samaje Perine over there as well. Then you look at Jerry Jeudy out of Bama. You look at Cortland Sutton. You talk about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, the year that he had last year, I'm just be honest as well. I'm putting faith into this as well. The God-fearing man that Russell Wilson is, the faith in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that he has, is playing a role into this as well. Because this man, I'm telling you, he's on.
He's play. You can't play.
He's coming back for vengeance, man. He just is, man. He's gonna play sharp. He's playing under a way better system than Hackett. Just better organization. Sean Payton just knows how to win football games. We got to understand that aspect of football. Sean Payton knows how to win football games. Then you couple that with the offense that they have, and then you look at the defense. The defense is they were playing stout football for the first 6 seasons of the game last year. But because of the ineptitude of the offense, they just started to wear down as the season went on. They just stayed on the field. They just couldn't get off the field, right? When you look at their defense, you look at their DBs, and I think Gator, you could attest to this, right? the DBs that the Broncos have over there. And I wanna bring this up.
My Patrick Surtain.
Oh my goodness, Patrick Surtain out of Bama. Um, who else they got on that defense, Gator? Let's look at it right here.
I could keep. I
They
could look
got
it up.
I got it right here. They got Patrick Surtain on that defense. They have Jonathan Harris at the D tackle. They have
Frank Clark.
Frank Clark, Justin Simmons, free safety. You know what I like these dudes, like you said already, Frank Clark, like these dudes, Marcus Haynes. These guys ain't playing. Alex Singleton. These guys is not playing, boy. That defense is really like that. And Sean Payton brought the staff in. Only reason why I put him over, and this is now obviously the lingering question is, okay, that sounds good, but why over the Chiefs though? Are you like, what are you smoking? My whole point is, to me, and I know we said this in the past when Tyreek Hill left, the Chiefs just think like you could just swap them in and out, and Mahomes is just going to thrive. I think this is the one season where, bro, you let Juju Smith walk out the door, you let McCole Hardman walk out the door. Like, you just letting guys just wide receiver talent just leave. Yeah, Tyreek Hill left. You brought guys in.
They have the talent. They already have the talent, though.
I mean, like, who's their wide receivers now?
They got
who?
They got Kadarius Toney and Zay Flowers. Not Zay Flowers. Who was the rookie last year that was returning kicks for them before Kadarius Toney got there?
He didn't do anything.
No, Sky Moore. Sky Moore. He was wilding. He was wilding every time he touched the ball.
He didn't do nothing his rookie year. He had like 200 receiving yards last year. What are you talking about? Sky Moore.
I think they trust. They fucking believe in him.
Okay, cool. I'm just like, come
on. Well, let's act like Juju was doing anything.
Well, Juju did have a really good year last year. And in the playoffs, he stepped up. And in that Super Bowl, he had a really good Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, of course, Mahomes is still going to look and be like Mahomes. I just feel like it's going to be closer than people think with this Denver team and with this Kansas City team. Remember, I said this, and we're going to play it back. When it happens, obviously, we'll post this clip as a repost just to show like that I saw what was coming with this Broncos team.
You're going to want this deleted.
No. No, I'm not. Let's ride. And then I got the Chiefs. But I say both of them make the playoffs, though. To me, the Chargers come next. However, everybody loves Justin Herbert, and he's talented, man. He's uber talented, man. It's something about him, though, man, that's not saying winning football to me, yo. He was he didn't make it last year. What, they barely squeaked in the playoffs, if they even made it. I don't think they did squeak in. Lost first round. Like it's I'm not getting good feelings from Justin Herbert. He's going to play high level football. He's always going to be productive. Throw for 5,000 yards and throw all this crazy stuff. But it's not winning games, bro. It's something about Justin Herbert that's telling me like he's just not a winning quarterback, yo.
That kind of leads into the next question, like rank the quarterbacks.
Okay, but and then we got the Raiders last. So go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm done.
No. Continue. Rank the quarterbacks, because you're literally talking about Justin Herbert. It makes sense.
No, go ahead. Batman, rank the quarterbacks, Mr. B.
In that division.
In the division. So you got
Mahomes, Herbert, Jimmy G, and Russell Wilson.
Mahomes, I got, as crazy as it's gonna sound, I got Russell Wilson, but bounce back.
At 2?
At 2.
Okay.
Jimmy G at 3 and Herbert.
Wow.
Justin Herbert.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
That motherfucker still threw for 4,800 and had a bad season, according to King.
I didn't say he had a bad. I'm talking about winning. I just feel like
they were winning.
No, what did they finish, like 9 and 8?
That's not bad for first. That was his first year there.
Who, Justin Herbert?
No,
second year.
Jimmy G.
No, this is
Justin Herbert.
Jimmy G never been to the Raiders yet. Last year was Derek Carr. This is Jimmy G's first year with the Raiders. He was on the 49ers last year. But I'm talking about Justin Herbert
They
was not
finished
in
10
it
and
last.
7. They finished 10 and
Not
7.
bad.
Yeah, they finished 10-7, and then that was Justin Herbert's third season. Like if not then when? Like
Do you know what happened to his? He was playing with second string wide receivers the whole year. Come on, bro. He still threw for 4,700. There's no actually. You should be very high on him. You should be very high on him.
I don't question
What
his
he
productivity.
did with that offense, with no wide receivers, got them, and they should have won that playoff game. They blew a 27-0 lead to the Jags.
Exactly, and this is my whole point. You're Justin freaking Herbert, and you're up 27 in the playoff game, and you don't win that game.
That's coaching. That's a lot
No,
of things other
think
than
about it.
Justin Herbert.
Is Tom Brady losing that game?
Maybe.
Up 27? When you see Tom Brady surrender a 27-point lead?
I'm sure
When
it's
you
happened.
see
I'm sure it's
no,
happened.
you can look. You could look. When you see Peyton Manning up 27 and lost,
I'm
he's
sure it's
got blown
happened.
out before. It just hasn't happened, bro. It hasn't happened.
You give me an hour, I could find a game.
Pull it. You could pull it up. Take your time. Take your time. But my whole thing is Justin Herbert. Yes, the production. He's always going to throw for freaking 4,800. That's what he does. High volume throws. He always is at the top of the league in pass attempts. But when that win and loss column, man, I'm huge on that win and loss column, man, with this kid, man. But I don't got him last.
But they
behind
won
Jimmy
10
G.
games. 10 and 7 is not good.
But when you talk about Justin Herbert, we're talking about Justin Herbert, the guy that got one of the biggest contracts in NFL history just this offseason. We're talking about a guy.
So did Daniel Jones. Come on, man.
Right. That's my point. That's my point. So all the hype that
they just throw away. They just throw around money to quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. All the hype that's around this guy,
Okay.
I like to watch.
All right.
But when,
Well,
but so that's the ranking.
I
What's your
got
ranking?
mine's a little way different, like completely different than your guys's. I got Patrick Mahomes. I think Justin. I got Patrick Mahomes at 1. I got Justin Herbert at 2. I don't even think that's a question. There's nothing that shows me that Jimmy Garoppolo and Russell Wilson are better quarterbacks than Justin Herbert right now. Like it's not even close. Like he still threw 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 90.1 QBR. 4,700 passing yards with that lays those two bum receivers. Like he didn't have Keenan Allen or Mike Williams basically the whole year. Like he had two. His leading receiver at one point was literally a backup. Like I'm not jacking that he's gonna. I think he's gonna. He's on my fantasy radar. That's all I'm saying. He there in the 5th round. You know, I might have to come and scoop him. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
Herbert as a productive quarterback. I keep saying
he only threw 10 picks. He doesn't turn the ball over either. Not only that, I'm pretty sure he missed a game or two. He threw 4,700. I'm pretty sure he missed a game or two with that lung thing. No.
No, he came back. He played.
He played immediately. Okay.
Yeah, he played,
he did that, and he was gimpy for a few weeks. Like that was a 3 to 4 week injury that he was playing on, and he still played pretty well. Like he still played well. So I got him at 2. This might shock a little bit. I got Russell Wilson as last.
Wow.
I got Russell Wilson as last. I think he's on his last legs. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if it was the culture in Seattle. I think he's showing his final. I think he's showing off the rust at the end of his career here. I think he's done. I think Russell Wilson's done. I think the Denver Broncos are done. I don't think it doesn't matter. I don't think even if they put Bill Belichick to coach that team, they're winning games this year. So I got Jimmy G at 3rd just because of the winning. His winning percentage makes no sense. I know he played with the Niners, but he was winning games on the Patriots as well. And I think he's going to bring those winning ways to Oakland. I think Oakland. That's why I was very sketchy about putting Oakland at 2. But I still think the Chargers are a better football team if everybody's healthy. So that's why I wound up going just in the Chargers at 2 instead of the Raiders, like Batman said. I think if the Chargers stay healthy, they're just a slightly better football team than the Raiders still. But I think Jimmy Garoppolo makes that team better. I think he's gonna fit the system better with Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs returns, I think that's the type of football they have to be, the physical, move the chain style of football team. The Raiders, besides when they had Derek Carr, was just chuck it deep, and make all these, like, they have to rely on their guys. They need to rely on Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs to move the chain, and that's exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo does. So that like, he fits that style of offense a lot better than Derek Carr does. I think Derek Carr on the Saints is a good fit. They're gonna want to move the ball quick. They're gonna want to chuck it to Chris Olave. Like I think the swap was perfect for both teams. I think the Raiders are just. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is just a better quarterback right now than Russell Wilson.
He called body now.
Yeah, he bulked
Big
up.
time.
Derek Carr looked really good in preseason this weekend. Really good.
So that's why this is why I came. I tried to tell you just to give me your rankings, because I said, can a team other than the Chiefs take the division? And I would have said, and that would have been a good take. Like your take would have been good here for the but we'll get, I guess, me and so you said the Raiders. So do you think there's a team in this division, Batman, besides the Chiefs? Like, is it Chiefs 1,000,000%, or is it possible that a team can swoop in and steal the division? Is it possible? It's like, no way.
Yes. And this is gonna sound crazy, and I picked them last. Denver.
King persuaded you, huh?
Russell Wilson had a comeback year, meaning because he's been stinging for the past 2-3 years. If he have a comeback year, if he have a comeback year under the new head coach, he gonna bring. That coach is not a bum. If he had, he's not a bum.
Hall of Famer.
Period. Hands down. If Russell Wilson have a comeback year, it could be Russell. It could be Denver. And how crazy that sounds from last to first.
The problem I have with Russell Wilson. The problem I have with Russell Wilson, because it is crazy that I have him last in the league when maybe like 3 years ago, I'd say maybe like 2.5, 3 years ago, people would say he's top 5 in the NFL. Like, that's a big drop off. The thing that scares me with Russell Wilson is his last year in Seattle was bad, and everyone was like, oh, it's the offensive line, it's his receivers not getting open. Pete Carroll, it looks like that relationship is done for. He had a really bad last season in Seattle that carried over into Denver. Now, I don't know if that's because Russell Wilson is just declining, or it was really like issues around him. I don't know that right now, so I cannot put him. I don't expect anything of Denver. I just don't. He has not shown me anything in the last 2 years that I even have hope for him. It's been that bad. It's been that bad. Like, his last year on Seattle was atrocious.
And my point is, Sean Payton is an alpha, right? I think you would classify yourself as an alpha, right? You would say you're an alpha. If you got hired to fulfill a position, especially of that magnitude, are you going to keep somebody that you don't believe in?
No.
You're just not. You're an alpha. You think like an alpha. Alphas don't do what they don't believe in. They just don't. They don't do it. It's like, yo, he's not the guy. And it'll be news everywhere. Like, oh, Sean Payton said Russ is not the guy for him. And it'll be like, he's an alpha, man. He knows what he can do with Russ. Another 6 feet guy like Drew Brees, who he turned when Drew Brees came from when Drew Brees came from the Chargers to the Saints. That's when his career took off. With the Saints, production-wise, he was in the middle of the pack quarterbacks of the league. He went to Sean Payton and the Saints. Drew Brees is one of the greatest quarterbacks who ever lace him up. Like we gotta understand. We have to understand coaching in football. We cannot sit here and say, "Oh, Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers is this great coach. And Bill Belichick is this awesome coach. The Jets coach is this amazing coach that came from the 49ers defense coordinator, like Rob Asula, whatever his name is." It's like, we got to understand Sean Payton is one of them guys, man. He's from that what's his name? That got got 2 Super Bowls as a head coach for the Giants. Bill
You
Parcells,
think the NFL has changed too much for him? You think the NFL is a little too different for him?
Sean Payton has always been one of those innovative offensive minds.
Okay.
So it's like he's not lacking. Sean Payton is not lacking in innovation by no stretch. Like, this is what he do. So this is he's from
I
that Bill
believe in
Parcells.
Sean Payton.
He's
I
from
want to.
that. My whole thing is he's from that Bill Parcells tree. He's an alpha. He thinks like Bill Parcells. He's not sitting here. What did Bill Parcells say when he was the coach of the Cowboys to what's his name, the owner, Jerry Jones? He said, "Yo, if you let me buy the groceries if you want me to cook the meal." Like, Sean Payton is of that same mindset. I want the players who I want. If you want me to cook this meal, you gonna let me get the players I want. And he's sticking with Russ. So my whole thing is, don't be surprised when you see the Broncos riding, when you see them riding, win a game, and just they won another game. Russell Wilson did it again. He's just like, you look up and they 6-1, and he's like, yo, Denver, word? Like, what's going on? Don't be surprised. This is what winning coaches do. All right. And so I agree with Batman. This is the team that can fight to win the division. Absolutely. Chargers are soft. Chargers are soft, man. They just are. What did the dude say? The defensive end for the Saints. What's his name? Cameron Hayward or what's his name? The guy that just re-signed with the Saints, the DN.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan. He was ranking the quarterbacks. He was on like one of the shows, Get Up, ranking the quarterbacks. I mean, ranking the quarterbacks in the NFL. He's like, yo, I just can't put Justin up there, man. I hit him one time, and when I hit him, for the rest of the game, he was rattled, man. It's just like when he gets hit, he gets a little rattled. So I gotta one of the great DNs in the league. I gotta trust what he say when he say something about a quarterback. Now, like, that don't just go over my head like, he's just talking trash about a guy. Like, no, he picked up on that. Like, so my whole thing is, Chargers a little too soft when it comes down to winning and losing games. Of the production is going to be there. Big scoring games with a loss. Winning and losing in the NFL is a different ball game than just high productivity.
You both agree the Broncos. You both agree the Broncos are the only team that can contest for the division. I don't think any team can. I'm gonna get back to the top. I don't think any team can.
That's not a bad answer. That's not a bad answer.
I just don't think it's possible. But I just don't think it's possible.
That's not a bad team.
Yeah, the Chiefs are way too good.
We got 7 minutes.
Do you guys have more time, or do you guys, or no? We don't have to end the show. We don't never have to end the show at 9:30.
I mean, that's true.
But we just have to start on time. We just have to start on time.
I know, but we do, because I know everybody that's viewing right now got places to be. We got places to be. So I want to give everybody the opportunity to come in and enjoy their 2 hours, and then enjoy their lives.
We talked about Justin Herbert a little bit. So I'll skip this one. Is Justin Herbert gonna have a breakout season this year? I'll do this quick. I personally think he is. I love Justin Herbert. What he did with that offense last year. We might be talking about Justin Herbert MVP conversation this year. I'm telling you. If they stay healthy, watch out. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, Justin Herbert is absolutely freaking amazing. When you talk
to put him fourth, to put him last in that.
Man, I was a little disrespectful. I got him. Yeah, I didn't put my rankings out. It's definitely Mahomes, Herbert, Russ, then Jimmy for sure. But I'm just saying, as far as culture, winning, I take Denver over the Chargers. But I do think Justin Herbert's gonna have a breakout season. Well, he's been breaking out since his rookie year. His numbers are always through the freaking roof. So is he going to have another year where his numbers are through the roof? Yes, absolutely. So yes, 100%. He got Keenan Allen is back fully healthy. Mike Williams is back fully healthy, and then you drafted the rookie Quentin Johnston out of TCU. Yeah, and you still got Austin Eckler. You still got the offensive line. Yes, he's about to have another amazing statistical season. 100%. So when you ask that question, do you mean win or loss, or do you mean stats?
Breakout. Like we've been expecting Justin Herbert to break out for okay. So everyone expected Justin Herbert to break out last year, but shit happened.
No, he broke out. I mean, 4,700 passing yards. That's a lot of
but
passing.
Yeah, 25 touchdowns.
that is
25 touchdowns. Stats could have been better. What I'm saying is like, no,
season-
I think people expected him to do more last year. Is what I'm saying.
no, but what is this? His second year in the league, he freaking destroyed the competition, right?
Yeah.
Second season in the league, he threw for what? Second year, 5,014 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Like this dude is.
Okay, I'll ask a
freaking-
different question then. Do you think Justin Herbert takes a leap into the same category as Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen? You think he is?
He's already there. He's
Okay.
already there. He's
Okay.
already there. When you talk about the young guys, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow.
I don't think everybody has that opinion on Justin Herbert. I don't.
But this well.
Like you kind of
Well,
said there's something up.
We're
So I'm
waiting
saying-
for him. Well, see,
Yeah.
this is the thing with Justin Herbert. We're not waiting for him to.
Will there be
in
no
those-
questions after the
We're
season?
not. That's what I'm saying. We're not waiting for him to be in those spaces with those guys. He has the type of talent where we're waiting for him to take the throne. That's the type of talent he has. We're waiting for him to be the
Does
best.
he do it? Does he do it does he stop everybody's questions this year?
He has a chance, but my take on Justin Herbert is that he'll always be high productive, and I hope I'm wrong because I wish the best for everybody. High productive, low, not winning at the highest level kind of quarterback. Very
Okay.
high productive, not win. So to answer your question, and from a wins-loss perspective, no, this is not a breakout season. From a wins-loss perspective, is his team going to win 12 games? I don't think so. But from a statistical
No,
standpoint,
they can't
yes.
win 12 wins in that conference. They can't win 12 games. But last really topic is because we didn't really talk. We talked about a lot of things except for this one. Jimmy G, does he bring his winning? This is the last topic of the night. Does he bring his winning ways to Vegas? His career record is insane. So does he bring that? Does he bring that over here?
Does he bring his winning ways to the Raiders? Does Jimmy
I say
G bring? Go ahead, Batman.
I say yes. He won San Francisco. He won
He's
with New England.
53-21 in his career to be, which is amazing. That's a really good record for starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So does it continue? He did have the Raiders at 2, so he's kind of got to say
Did
that.
have the Raiders at 2.
So why do you think Jimmy Garoppolo brings those winning ways to the, because you had them at 2, but then you put Jimmy Garoppolo as last. Oh no, you had Russell Wilson. No,
he had
Jimmy Garoppolo last, right?
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay.
I did. I had Denver last.
He had Denver last. He talking about quarterbacks. He said
Quarterbacks,
you
yeah.
had the Raiders at 2.
Okay, so he gave his respects to Jimmy. Yeah. So why do you think the Raiders and how does Jimmy Garoppolo make that team better?
He could play. He in any system, he could play. He could play that quarterback position. Period. He proved it. He could play. Other than him getting injured, if he stay healthy, you'll see him make some noise. He could play. Period. Again, when you get traded, or you can play for 2 different teams and still have a winning ways. That's not a fluke. Guy can play.
I kind of said it before. I was the only one that really talked about the Raiders much. I said I think he just fits that team well. How they want to play. I think he fits that. Like if they can play to Jimmy's strengths, run the ball, play action, Devontae Adams outs, slant routes, like get your best receiver the ball. Like he's never played with a wide receiver of this caliber. Like Jimmy Garoppolo is very, very diabolical. People don't understand. He's not going to chuck the ball 50 yards downfield. That's not him. He is going to read the defense at the line of scrimmage, get the ball out quick. If Devontae Adams is getting open like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk could not early sometimes, he's gonna see stuff that he's never seen in his career. On that, Devontae Adams is gonna be wide open sometimes. He's not gonna believe it. Jimmy Garoppolo's not, and that's where Jimmy shines in those like 10 to 15 yard like dissecting defense type reads, and then you could just hand the ball up to one of the best running backs in the NFL. Hopefully, Josh Jacobs comes back and he's not playing no more games.
That's what I was about to say. Josh Jacobs is
Is
he
the key.
has to come back.
Yeah.
He has to come back. If Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, the second best running back, probably like in
Behind
the
Nick Chubb?
entire NFL. Yeah, it's either you could put anybody at one. Saquon, I don't care who you put at one. Saquon, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry. To me, Josh Jacobs is a absolute bowling ball out of Alabama. Proved it last year. Did you see the stats from last year from
sick.
Josh Jacobs?
It's sick. Yeah,
Like
it's
when you
sick.
look at the historical stats that he put up, that was
Running backs
absolute-
don't put up 1,600 rushing yards anymore.
That was, like what he did was
Definitely.
They
he
don't
had
do that no more.
He had 2,000 yards from
It's
scrimmage
a
last
passing
year.
league.
Oh my! I mean, Josh Jacobs he's just crazy. He's crazy. He's on a holdout right now. Not at training camp. Won his money. So it's like, bro, that's what it's predicated on for me with Jimmy, because in New England and in San Francisco, what did Jimmy always have? A good running game. And so he does need that in his pocket, in the back of his pocket, to get off his little cute little 8 to 15 yard throws that he can consistently do. And so
It is a boring game. It is a boring game.
I want Josh Jacobs back. But if Josh Jacobs do come back, you got to understand who the head coach is. The head coach is, the same offensive coordinator he had in New England. And so Josh McDaniels
it's true. That's true.
Is definitely loving having his guy back. We got to remember, Bill Belichick was ready to move on from Tom Brady. Nobody remembers this, but he was ready to move on from Tom Brady for Jimmy Garoppolo. But Tom Brady went to the owner Kraft and was like, "Yo, Bill Belichick out here bugging out. What's good with your boy?" And Kraft had to call Bill like, "Come on, this is Tom we're talking about. Why are you trying to run Tom out the building?"
They won another Super Bowl too, so I don't know.
And eventually, obviously, yeah. So it came down to, but they moved on from Jimmy, which Bill didn't want to do because Bill was looking at it long term. He was looking at it like, yo, if this is the next guy after Tom, why not just move on from Tom and just have another 15 years in our pocket with this guy, Jimmy? So, they stuck with Tom for about 2 more years, and then they lost out on Jimmy. Jimmy is back with Josh McDaniels, who was the offensive coordinator of Patriots. He was with Jimmy. So now he's the head coach with Josh McDaniels, and Josh McDaniels is finally like, I finally got my guy who I want to run my offense. And so we're going to see, like you said, with Devontae Adams, he never had a caliber wide receiver as Devontae Adams. So this is a sneaky we got to clip
that's
this.
why I was like putting them at second. I was like,
that man said, he said it though.
He did.
They're going to finish second in the division behind the Chiefs, which is, it is a hot take, but you can see the path for it happening.
I don't know with Jimmy Garoppolo's track record. Success just follows this man. Let me close the show by talking about Jimmy G. I got to watch him a lot. I got to watch this mother. I got to watch this dude.
Got you. So you close the show on your thing. I'm just saying, I love the prediction from Batman. I absolutely love it. I love it. Raiders at 2. Yeah, and we gotta clip it now and when it happens, because now I'm getting this feeling that he brought it up. I'm getting this feeling that it can happen. So the Raiders. I'm looking forward to watching the Raiders play some football this year for sure. With Josh McDaniels having the guy he had in New England.
Man, let me tell you something about Jimmy Garoppolo.
So close it out.
I have never seen a guy play a football field where literally he is one-dimensional. Like straight up, if the problem with Jimmy Garoppolo is when the reads aren't there and he's trying to make a play by himself, when he rolls out or is in duress and he has to make the play, that's where he gets into trouble. But at that line of scrimmage, man, this dude literally reminds me of Tom Brady sometimes. He reads defenses so well.
Bill Belichick
so well.
Be his quarterback.
Like, I
He's
don't think people
already-
realize, how high his football IQ is, Jimmy Garoppolo. It's insane. He knows where he's going before the balls even snap. Like, he knows, and now he's gonna see Devontae Adams open he's gonna get so much separation that he's not even gonna have to, like, really put the ball on these receivers. He just got to get the ball around Devontae Adams. It's going to be fun to watch because he reads defenses so well. Literally, when I watched him as a Niner, I loved him and hated him all at the same time. It was because literally, if he threw the ball, if he snapped the ball and threw the ball, I knew it was going to be completed. I knew that ball. Like, I knew he would, like, no worries. That ball was getting a receiver. The second he rolled out of the pocket, though, man, throw it away, please. Like, I didn't want to see him make any type of plays. That's how defenses, I think, have to play him. But it's gonna be hard because Devontae Adams. Like, how do you guard him? How do you guard Devontae Adams? How do you do it? It's like perfect for. It's literally like perfect for Jimmy Garoppolo. The perfect situation over there. Literally perfect situation over there.
You gotta remember, Devontae Adams is also a big play wide receiver as well. So you take that element kind of away from his game, you know?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So Jimmy Garoppolo, like deep down the field is when it's worrisome. But if you get Devontae Adams running 20-25 yard out route, like, Jimmy's gonna put the ball on there. Jimmy's gonna give him the ball. It's when he's
about
30 plus.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 40, 50, like the big plays that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna hurt them. It's definitely gonna hurt them. But I don't know. I think Josh McDaniels is gonna take a playbook out of. Yeah, he's gonna take that Kyle Shanahan. He's gonna look at what how Kyle Shanahan was using Jimmy Garoppolo, and they're gonna run a similar style offense. I don't think they're gonna be looking for big plays. Like, if you got a receiver like that could pick. Devontae Adams is gonna catch a lot of balls this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's not gonna be a lot of yardage. It's not gonna be the Devontae Adams we know. He's gonna catch like 150, like 125, 130 balls though, for sure. So
I know we're all excited about the football season coming back. Finally back in action. We're 3 weeks away. That's it. Just 3 weeks away from real football. That's incredible. We want to see all of these teams. Like I don't know, Batman. You getting Sunday ticket this year or what?
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It's not on direct. Did you know it's not on direct
like
TV
$350. It's like $350. $350.
It's only direct. Sunday ticket is only on YouTube now. So you actually got to pay. What is it, like $300 something?
Luckily, I got a deal. Like, Verizon's doing a deal right now.
Verizon's doing a deal where if you buy a Verizon phone, you get Sunday ticket free. But I'm not doing that.
I got a Verizon phone.
But you gotta buy the.
Hey, the phone was $5 a month. They was $5 a month.
But yeah, it's only on YouTube and it's like $300 something.
Yeah,
which is not hard. Like, that's not
compared to what DirecTV was charging. Comparing it to what DirecTV was charging is a lot of money, but
yeah, and with DirecTV, you don't have to pay the whole thing at one time. They break it down to different.
I mean, YouTube is probably offering that option as well somewhere.
I didn't see one,
yeah,
but maybe.
But I mean, no, I mean, but it's definitely you know, we're excited to see so many. I mean, it's just so many teams we just want to see, right? Like, we just talked about the Raiders, we talked about Denver. There's so much controversy and so much, like, you know, media attention and like just trolling going on so many of these football teams. We just want to see how they all play and how things start to shake out. We know Batman is rolling with the G-Men, of course.
We get to talk about my Niners on Friday.
For the G-Men. I'm a little nervous for our G-Men, Dad. I'm not going to lie. I'm
I don't know.
I'm nervous for our G-Men this year.
When the ones go out there, they got one of the fastest wide receiver rookies. They say he's having an excellent camp.
Okay.
Excellent camp. Okay. All the starters did not play. Okay. That's start right there. Okay. So, and they was winning the first half, even to the fourth quarter they were winning, but of course they had their third and fourth string defense out there. Okay. So that first game don't even really count.
I'm not sure. I'm not talking about the preseason. It's just competition. Just competition. Football is all about, you get nervous.
And he literally worked out his whole offseason. Whole offseason, he worked out on his game strength.
Okay.
To make him, but he came out of Duke, so they already thinkers.
Of course, of course. And then you got Gators 49ers, who obviously is looking strong this year.
I can't
You
wait
know,
to talk about them on Friday.
I'm
It's-
going for the.
We played the 49ers twice this season.
Really?
No.
Oh wow.
With
I might.
The Giants? No, they don't.
Do
That's
we?
impossible.
49ers.
That's impossible. You can only play a guy one,
Oh,
a
you
team
only
one.
play them once if they're not in your division.
But I don't
That's
think we
true.
play them. I don't think we play them.
But yeah, I'm going for the G-Men too, of course, and then obviously I'm going for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, we do. Week 3. Week 3, Monday Night Football. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And we going to be live for that. Let's go. we going to be live for that one, King. Let's
How
go.
about
Let's go. Monday night. Oh, no, Thursday Night Football. I'm sorry.
God bless y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. We're going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up, and we can't wait for that to happen, man. God is going to take us to the top, man. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. Gator, thank you for another amazing show. Batman, thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for always coming through.
It's
Okay.
fun. It's fun, right, Batman? It's fun to be on here. It's not...
New analyst, baby.
One love?
One love.